Oh no, I'm already fumbling. Hello, welcome back to another knitting podcast episode. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Monique. I'm an illustrator who loves the fiber arts, and this is my art studio. So, this is going to be like a standard format. I'm just going to get into it. You know how it goes. You know. Also, I just got my hair cut yesterday. Thanks for noticing. And I'm feeling fresh. Feels nice. It was way overdue. I've been, you probably can't see because my sweater's dark, but I've been growing out my undercut and it's almost as long as my hair now, which is ideal. Speaking of my sweater, we of course will start with what I'm wearing. This is the Hilda sweater by Lirio Knits, and I got to do the test knit for this. It was my very first test knit. I talk loads more about it in previous episodes. But yeah, here I am wearing it and I love it. Yeah, it's mostly superwash yarn and the drape is very nice. I will say I don't know how to style it. I only wear these pants with it and they're a little bit tight. But because I don't really want to do navy with like black or navy with, I guess I could try navy with like a lighter denim. I think I only have 2 denim jeans. Anyways, I don't think we need to go into detail about that. Okay, I also have notes and stuff over here so that hopefully I stay on track. I did realize I already forgot to bring some stuff in. It's fine. What am I drinking? I've got a coffee that looks like I don't know how to drink out of. I spilled everywhere. Nice and hot. And I've got my water. All right, so for finished objects, I don't really have too much besides this sweater. Again, really love how this came out. I did a size medium. Let's see, I have everything on Ravelry, and I've already mostly talked about this in other episodes, so I don't think I'm going to go into much more detail, but I do really love it, and I'm excited that it's a finished object. I did have another finished object that I can just share a photo of because I'm pretty sure I've already taken photos of it. I don't know why. I don't think I have it here. Oh yeah, I know where it is. It's at home. The other finished object was the Snowflake trivet I was working on. That I talked about in my gift knits video as a potential gift knit for people. And I already finished it. It was really fast. It's mosaic knitting. Which I really enjoy. I love seeing the pattern start to happen with mosaic knitting. I suppose it's the same thing with regular color work, but mosaic feels even more like a puzzle. Like you don't really know how it's going to look like, whereas stranded color work, I'm like, okay, I know what it should look like. I think that's my thoughts on that. So yeah, those are my 2 finished objects. Nothing too crazy. It is proving to be a pretty busy holiday season for me with illustration work. This weekend, I'm participating in Open Studios, which is November 22nd, 23rd. I don't know when this video is going out. So I've just been like getting my whole studio ready, same with my studio mates. So hopefully that's a success, but there's a lot going on. Okay, so let's talk about whips. I have one that I'm really excited about. Okay, both of them are in here. This is the first one. This is the Marielle Blouse, and let's pull up that info. This is the Marielle Blouse by Schei Mogenstad. And yeah, it's all over lacework to give a pointelle type of look. And I have I did the collar and I've bound off the bottom. So I just have to do sleeves, which is so exciting. I think blocking this is going to be a huge transformation. I can't wait. So some more information about this. I'm using Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in powder paired with, oh my God, my laptop's falling. Paired with Lexington Woolly's 4-ply. That's some very special yarn I bought in Australia a few years ago. And I really like how the two look together because the Lexington Woolies yarn, it's like I'm pretty sure just like a natural undyed yarn, very soft. I believe it's Cormo. And so it's a neutral white, but it definitely leans maybe on the yellow side. And the powder is kind of like a very light, dusty pink. Definitely leans pink. So anyways, the two of them together creates a really nice neutral. I also really wanted to hold the Lexington Woolies with mohair. Basically, I didn't want like a stark white garment because I know myself. I mean, look at this coffee cup. Like that's what we're working with here, people. Like I can't, even this is still risky. I cannot be having a pure white garment. That's not for me. This at least, I mean, obviously I could still stain this, but it feels slightly safer. That's my logic. But yeah, so soft. I'll do a little try on and share that as well. I really liked the collar construction. So it's a folded over collar, just 1x1 rib. But about halfway through, you do some, I guess, double knitting. I don't know if it's double knitting, but it's where like you only knit the knits and you slip the purls. So anyways, it creates a bend, essentially. I don't want to give away too much, but it creates a bend, and then you can continue knitting down. So it stays folded really nicely. Like it has a very crisp edge along the top. So, I mean, I think I've done similar things in other patterns, but this was really good. This was slightly different. And I thought it came out fantastic. Looks very clean. Yeah. So I just got the sleeves left. I would love to get this done maybe mid-December. I think it'd be nice to wear it for the holidays. I'm picturing this either over a dress. I knit it slightly cropped because I do envision it potentially with a dress or a skirt. I'm going to be honest, I'm not a big dress or skirt person. But when I see other people styling those types of garments in like maybe a less girly way, more, I don't know. I don't know exactly, but I'm not a girly girl, but I would wear a dress in the right context. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it could work with this. So yeah, it's a little bit more cropped. I do know once I block this, it's going to grow, and it says in the pattern, it will grow both in length and width just because of all the eyelets, all the lace work within the pattern are going to open up. So that is to be expected. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think it's coming out fantastic. And hopefully it will be done very soon. Okay, I haven't even put this project in Ravelry yet. I have not even put this project in Ravelry yet, so I'm going to have to do that today when I take some photos. But I did mention this pattern in my gift knit video, and it is the Salty Sailor Collar, and it's by Fran. Doesn't look like much. This is what I got. So what this is, I guess I'll start with that. It's called a collar. I kept calling it a scarf in my video. Call it whatever you want. But essentially it's meant to be like a sailor collar, I guess, where it's square in the back and then it just ties in the front. And I love the photos of this by the designer, styled on top of like a wool coat. I think it looks so good. And there's a striped version, or you can just do solid. Both versions have sort of this like crochet I-cord edging. And again, that's like, you can play with color or not. You can go crazy or not. So I have stripes. They are very low contrast. I don't know how this is going to show on camera. I've got a dark brown, dark blue, 2 row stripes, so pretty small. I do really like it. I like this low contrast. My idea is to do like a hot red I-cord edge. I think that could look really nice, or even like an ochre brown might look nice too. I'll have to see what my options are. I don't know what jacket I'm going to style this with. I think that's the most important thing. I also don't know if this is going to be a gift knit or if it's for me. I haven't decided anything. But what I have done, I've made quite a lot of progress in this pattern despite it still looking like this. So I've done the whole rectangle back section. It's stockinette, so it's curling like crazy. Once it's blocked, it will be less nuts looking. Let's do this. So like that's the back collar area. And then I've done one of the, I don't know, tassels, whatever you want to call this. So I'll have another one in the front and then they'll sort of just like tie up here. And I think it'll be cute. It's gone slightly slower than I thought it would. I guess, well, what size needles? It's 4mm needles, so nothing too crazy. I think I just haven't been knitting as much the last couple weeks because I had a really busy work week last week. So I guess maybe that's why. I don't know. Let's talk about the yarn I'm using. Well, this has no label, but this is the blue. This is yarn I bought at Marden's a little while ago. So this would be Jagger spun, or is it Jaeger spun? Someone please tell me, because I'm actually not sure the pronunciation. And that's wool from Maine that is sold at Marden's, unfortunately, because they went out of business. So this is like, this will be hard to find, unfortunately. And then I have this brown cone. This is leftover from my Norma sweater. And so it used to be a lot bigger. It's kind of cool to see the cone dwindling down. And this, I got this at Rhinebeck, not this year, but the previous year. 100% wool, sport weight, I believe. Yeah. I think it might even be a natural color. I think, lamb sport. It's hard to tell. Oh, Brown Sheep Company is what it says. 100% wool, 1 pound cone. So anyways, that's that. This was like, I remember buying this at Rhinebeck. I was really overwhelmed when I shopped there 2 years ago, so I really didn't get too much, but I did get a couple cones from like the discount barn area. You know what I mean? And this felt like a really good deal. So anyways, holding these together or doing stripes with them. And I do really like the low contrast. So that is my second whip. I do think I'll end up making more than one of these scarves, potentially, collars, whatever. Okay, moving on. Oh, okay. So I suppose have other whips, which are quilting, sewing related. So I am doing the Rue Hurry Home Quilts, Rue Coat Hurry Home Quilt block sew along. And that's hosted by a few people, but both of those patterns are by Sadie of Spaghetti Western Sewing. And I love all her patterns. But yeah, so I've been working on that. I'm falling behind, unfortunately, so I have to play catch up. But I am really happy with my little house blocks. I've got 3 of them. I need to do so many more. I'm actually scared about how many I need to do, but anyways, it's happening. I also realized this pattern involves doing buttonholes. I've never done that, and I'm kind of scared. I've got my 9 patch here. So I've got to make a ton more of these. a lot more of these, and then eventually, and then also they'll just be plain brown squares, and then they'll all get sewn together. So yeah, that's definitely a whip, and it will probably be a whip for a long time. But I mean, I will absolutely wear this if I finish it. So excited for that. Oh yeah, and then I mean, I don't have anything to show for this at the moment, but I am doing, I did get selected for a test sewing project, and it's the Amy bag by Mipi the label. So again, I'm falling behind a little bit, but I am really excited to pick out fabric. I think it's probably in shot maybe, but I've got lots of stash to look through. And it's just like a cute quilt project bag. I think it comes in 4 different sizes. So it shouldn't be too crazy. I don't feel too stressed at the moment that I haven't started, but I think it's due like early December, so I gotta get moving. I've got some sewing to do, which I'm excited about. Okay, next let's move on to acquisitions. I've got a lot. If you follow me on Instagram, then you would have seen I went to Marden's again. Oops. I'm so excited. This is Marden's. Surplus and salvage, 14 unique locations. So here's the state of Maine. I think these stores only exist in Maine, and I love it. It's not too far from the Boston area. I'm based in Boston. Okay, where are we even going to start with? I went crazy. So basically, I ended up near another Marden's, and I was by myself. That's what happened. I was by myself. So I was up to no good. Yeah, it was just one beautiful aisle full of yarn, tons of cones just piled on top of each other, as well as tons of skeins. So I spent a long time going through. Did I have patterns in mind? No, which we know is bad. That's not how you should shop. But I mean, I just did it, you know? Okay. Well, I got one cone. I mostly got skeins this time. So here's the one cone I got. This probably is not going to show up very well, the color, but it's like a very deep, deep purple, which is kind of a surprising color. But yeah, it's definitely leans purple, very dark. And this... Oh yeah, so also the whole thing with Marden's. So this is all Jaeger spun. Again, I'm not totally sure. And it is a Maine yarn company. I don't know if it was a mill or just a yarn company, or I don't know exactly, but it's out of business. So that's what all of this is. Same brand. And everything was 75% off. Is that true? I have to double check. I took photos because it was so crazy. Highly discounted. So everything has the regular price on it, and then it was just discounted from there. Anyways, so this was originally $50, which I'm not going to do the math. All of this was I think I spent $138. I think I remember that number quite specifically. So, okay. This is 100% superwash wool, sock yarn. I believe the color is mahogany, and it is waxed, which I don't fully understand yet, if I'm being honest. I just really liked this color. I thought it was unique. I will probably just do socks, knit up socks with it. Or, I mean, I could probably do a garment with this much. Again, no plans. So let's move on. I'm going too slow. Okay, I only have one of this colorway. It's so beautiful. So this is 3-ply wool. 100 grams equals 332 yards. Is that maybe sport? I don't know. But this one's really nice because it has like orangey red and then kind of like a periwinkle blue twisted together. So it'll be a really nice marled effect. I only could find one in this colorway, so I just picked it up as a special skein. I think it could be really nice, maybe as like color work in a piece, or I don't know, just by itself. Maybe I could do a hat with this. Oh, if you have any ideas as I'm showing yarn, let me know. So, one special skein. Okay, then, so I did get a sweater quantity of this one. I've got some more in here, and I think I have another skein at home. And I mean, I think this is the same thing. 100 grams, 300 equals 332 yards. The colorway, I believe, is Quarry. And yeah, 3-ply wool. And this is like black with a very light cool tone brown. I like that it's cool tone. And I did do a swatch of this. Number one, I was so curious to know how this knits up, and it essentially just looks marled. I didn't know if it'd have any other special effect going on, but the marling is really nice, very consistent. And I did a gauge swatch with, I think, a 3.5 millimeter needle and a 4 millimeter needle. There wasn't too much of a difference. I think I did prefer the 3.5 millimeter. I did look up a couple patterns. I don't remember what I was leaning towards. I didn't decide anything officially, but I just figured doing the swatch, I could see what looks best, and then I can search for patterns based on that. I think that makes the most sense. So that's what I did. So I've got lots of this. Okay, and then I found all these beautiful colors. So I'm obsessed with these colors, especially all together. So these are all the same weight. This is 100% merino wool, and it's 50 grams equals 560 yards. So this is like thin, maybe lace weight. I don't even think it's fingering. I think it's even thinner. It's very, very light. This colorway is royal. Then we've got emerald, chartreuse. I love chartreuse. And umber. So that's the rest. The rest is all the same in here. I don't need to show you every single one, but I got 4 of each of these. My thoughts are, I wanted to cool it. I wasn't trying to get a sweater quantity of each color. So I was being so cool, calm, and collected in this decision making. So I got 4 of each because this is like essentially lace weight. It's very light. Oh yeah, it does say lace. There you go. I'm a genius. I think because it's so light, I will probably end up holding it double. Lace weight double, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I'm sure I can search that in Ravelry and find patterns based off of that weight. And so if I hold it double, then I will have 2 skeins, the length of 2. So that would be 560 yards times 2, which is like quite a lot. It'll be 1,120. Whoa, doing math. So yeah, that's kind of my thought. It's like quite a bit of yarn. I'll probably hold it double, and I would be happy to do color work or combine these in some way. So I will probably be able to make, honestly, multiple garments out of this, I think. So that was my like loose math reasoning. I think I will have enough flexibility without buying. I think I have enough flexibility here without having, I didn't go too crazy, with my wallet. So that was my thought process there. I really love the colors. Okay, so that's a lot of yarn. I'm probably good for a while now. Unless I end up at Marden's again, no promises will be made. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have to talk about knitting sewing projects. But I do have some other things I would like to keep yapping about. So the first being media. I would like to talk about media, and then I also would like to talk about some recent thrift scores. I thought that could be a new fun section for like a knitting podcast. That's something I would like to talk about. And if you're into making your own clothing, you're probably also into, sustainable fashion, buying secondhand, that type of thing. But before I get to that, I want to quickly talk about media because I read 2 books recently that I really liked. So the first book was Inkblood Sister Scribe by Emma Tors. This I read, I guess, towards the end of October. Yeah, end of October, because I was trying to get like some spooky season reads in, and this delivered. I really enjoyed this book. Okay, so honestly, I'm really bad at describing books, so I'm just going to read a quick blurb. It says, in this spellbinding debut novel, 2 estranged half-sisters tasked with guarding their family's library of magical books must work together to unravel a deadly secret at the heart of their collection, a tale of familial loyalty and betrayal in the pursuit of magic and power. Yeah, I really liked the characters, and then I also really like how this magic system kind of works. So spells are books, and so you can make magic happen by reading a book out loud. So having like a library collection of spell books is extremely powerful. And yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a unique take on magic and like a magic system. And then maybe sort of like the political hierarchy that comes from that. Anyways, it was really interesting. I really loved it. Okay, and then the most recent book I just read is called The Compound by Aisling Rawl. So in The Compound, well, maybe I should just read a blurb of that. But I read this book really fast for me. I just thought it was so good. It's like reality TV meets thriller. I don't know if thriller's exactly the right category, but it gets dark, essentially. So the quick little blurb about it is Lily, a bored, beautiful 20-something, wakes up on a remote desert compound alongside 19 other contestants competing on a massively popular reality TV show. To win, she must outlast her housemates to stay in the compound the longest while competing in challenges for luxury rewards and communal necessities to outfit their home, like food, appliances, a front door. Cameras are watching them. The producer, so essentially like they have communal tasks and then they have personal tasks. When they do communal tasks, it's like they all have to work together to do something, and then they win something for their compound. So when they get there, the compound's kind of looking like shit. And then as they win stuff, they win like food and necessities, but then it might also be like a hot tub or I don't know, fancier things that make living there way more fun. So they have that going on, but then meanwhile, each person has a personal task, and the personal task, and they can't tell anyone. They can't tell any of the other contestants what their personal task is. And then they get a personal reward. So it could be as simple as like a brush to brush your hair, because they really have nothing. Or it could start being, luxury items like diamond earrings or, things that are worth money. So because of the personal task, you can't tell if someone is behaving because they're being genuine or if they're behaving in a way to do a personal task. Sometimes it's obvious. They'll be like, I don't know, I don't even think this is a thing that happened, but if someone just started doing cartwheels randomly, you would think like, oh, that's probably a personal task, like something weird. They're doing something weird. But then it might be like, the personal task might be like, go talk to so-and-so. Like, that's so simple, but then it's like kind of weird. Like you don't know, you can't trust anyone basically because of the personal tasks. But anyways, it does get dark eventually, and I could not stop reading it. It was actually becoming a problem. For some reason, I kept sleeping poorly. I'd wake up at like 3 a.m. and I would, just want to read a few pages to fall back asleep. No, all of a sudden it's 5 a.m. and I still want to keep reading. Like, I can't be having that. That's how good I thought this book was. So, highly recommend. Okay. That's all I've got for media. I'm just excited about reading again because I've had 2 really good books. And, let me know if you've read these or if you plan to read them. Okay, so now we're in the thrift score section. New section, very exciting. I think you'll like this. I've just sort of accumulated things. Most things I have here, I do have one item I'll share a photo of because I don't have it here. And you'll see why. So, first things first, nothing too crazy, but I think this is like a curtain, or actually I think this is a bed sheet. The tag is missing, so I don't know what the fiber content is, but it's like a nice navy blue, and it has this like window pane texture on it. I love thrifting bed sheets and things like that to then, use for sewing, things like that. I don't know if I have enough fabric, but I would love to do the bob pants or the lane pants. Bob pants, I believe, is by Style Arc. Lane pants are by Sydney Graham. I've done both of them. I have those patterns. I think the bob pants would be really nice in this if I have enough. So that's the thought there with this. Either way, I think this is a really nice texture, and I feel like if I tried to buy something like this at a fabric store, this would cost a lot of money, I think, for that kind of texture. It feels nice. It doesn't feel like super artificial, like polyester or something. It feels like there's got to be cotton. I feel like this is cotton. It's like cool to the touch. I guess I can do a test. Some people do like burn tests. I don't really know how that works or like what means. So if you have any tips on that, please let me know. And then I have some clothing in my bag that I sell in my shop if you're interested. My Wish I Was Knitting bag. Okay, this is what I'm the most excited about. So it's like a big red chore coat. It's by Gap. These next few pieces are all from Savers. Savers I do find is a little bit more expensive. This is not the cheapest secondhand thing I've ever gotten. But I always bring stuff to Savers. Here's the trick. You bring stuff to Savers, they give you a 20% coupon. Then you immediately go shop, you use your coupon. So every time I go, I get 20% off. That's how the system works. That's what you should do if you don't do that. So this was originally $16.49. Again, not the cheapest thing, but I'm so excited. First off, I love this color. I think this color suits me, and I love the buttons that go with it. It has this like interesting clasp to like really tighten the collar, or I guess it's to have the collar sort of stand up. Anyways, I don't really know. It is a size, it's like, it says a size XL. I consider myself to be like a medium, roughly. Obviously, sizes are weird and it changes between brands, but if you're wondering my general size, I consider myself like a medium to small, probably medium. So it says XL, which is great because I can wear a sweater like this underneath and there's plenty of room. I don't want a tight jacket. That's not for me. No, thank you. So anyways, really excited about that. This is a jacket I could potentially see myself styling the sailor collar with. So that's something to think about because then now I have to coordinate with red if I'm going to do that. Okay. Anyways, so we've got that. Oh yeah. Okay. I had been looking for, I wanted Adidas joggers, stripes on the side, ideally with a color, and look what I manifested. So these are like, I guess, yeah, this is black, not navy. It looks a little bit navy, but I think it's black. with like kind of a light yellow, goldish yellow striping. They are cropped, but I don't mind wearing cropped things. I'm literally wearing cropped pants now, so I do not mind. So yeah, I'm excited to style these. I feel like, so I wanted like athletic joggers to style like with to style with like a knitted sweater, like maybe one of my more plain gray sweaters, oversized with these, maybe sneakers, maybe boots. I'm not sure. I don't know. Either way, very excited about these, and I'm glad that it's yellow, not white. I wanted a little pop of color. And then this was slightly more of a wild card, but I do think I will like these a lot. Okay, so here's where my mic cut out. So we're gonna have to play a little bit of a guessing game as to what I'm saying. I think I was comparing the prices here. I don't have that information at my desk at the moment, but everything was probably around $10 per pant, roughly 10 to 12 maybe. Anyways, these pants were from the Loft. Wait, just kidding. I believe they were from J. Crew. And yeah, I like the stripe along the side and the bottom. I think that's pretty unique. Um, they were a mix. They were like a wool blend, so like wool polyester. Um, Slight itch factor, but I don't think anything too crazy. I will have to maybe wash them. I'll have to think about how to wash them. Probably have to hand wash or um, bring them somewhere. What is that called? Dry cleaning. That's what I'm trying to remember. I've actually never brought something to be dry cleaned, so welcome for any tips there. I really don't want to have to do that. So honestly, if I have to do that, maybe these pants aren't for me. That's my hot take on that. Okay, and then lastly, I don't know what else I was talking about for the pants, but the last thrift item I wanted to talk about was this lamp I found also at Savers. And it's a real Tiffany lamp, which I walked around that whole place the whole time carrying it like not very carefully, had no clue it was a Tiffany lamp. Not that I fully know the value of it. I tried to look it up and I could not find this particular lamp, but I don't know. I know that it's like a desired brand. Um, Anyways, I just really liked the stained glass. It's giving House of Pizza, which I like. um, Also, I'm really exposing myself in this photo. The piles that I tend to accumulate around my apartment. Um, you can see I got a hot water bottle. That will be a future project at some point. You can also see I still have not put I still haven't put the buttons on my Olga cardigan, so really exposing myself there. It's just been sitting, waiting for that. I guess I don't like sewing buttons. Um, Anyways, I think it's gonna really look really good on my desk. I will obviously do some cord management. This was just a quick photo I took. It took me a while to find the correct light bulb. I had to get a smaller candelabra style light bulb. Um, so yeah, I snapped this picture real quick just to be like, oh, it works. Um, but don't worry, I will not leave the cord like that. I promise. All right, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know what you were working on while watching this video. I love discovering patterns that way. And oh yeah, let me know if you like the thrift section, even though the audio cut out. I will double check my microphone next time. But yeah, I think that's a fun new section. Let me know if you are going to read those books or if you've read the books I mentioned. And also if you have any book recommendations based off of what I've shared that I like. Um, and like and subscribe. I'd love that. All right, I will see you in the next one. Bye.